Did someone from the public call in? I got this. I got it.
Your line has been unmuted.
Is there someone from the public that called in?
Yes, Jody, it's Linda Noe.
All right, thank you, Ms. Noe.
Uh-huh.
We'll continue the meeting. Thank you for joining.
All right,
Your line has been muted.
involves a revenue neutral electric rate adjustment, whereas the Morristown Utility Commission desires a revenue neutral rate adjustment for residential and GSA 1 that has no cost increases to those rate classes. Now therefore it be resolved that the Morristown Utility Commission hereby approves the attached request to TVA for a local retail rate adjustment effective October 1st, 2020. A little background on this, Jody.
This is something consistent with what we've been doing, I guess, for the last 5 years. We continue to do cost of service studies, but this particular thing is an adjustment where you add $1 on the customer charge, but you take off energy rate. So for those that might get in a high usage of $4,000 or $5,000 or $8,000, you might be in a rental home, trailer, somewhere where you can't control the energy efficiency. It actually would lower their bill some. Is those few that just basically either got it turned on and not there, or they use very, very little, they may see $1. It wouldn't be a full $1, but I don't know, 70 cents, 60 cents increase. But anyway, this does not bring Morristown Utilities any more money. The residential rate class does not pay more, neither does the GSA 1. It's just a little bit of adjustment structure within those two classes. So again, it's no rate increase, it's an adjustment. It's revenue neutral.
Any questions, comments? Motion we approve this resolution.
Motion.
Motion by Dickerson. Second?
Second.
Second by Elkins.
Elkins.
Call the roll.
Commissioner Dickerson? Aye. Commissioner Elkins?
Aye.
Secretary Nichols? Aye. Chairman McGuffin?
Aye.
Motion carries 4-0. Back to you, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, we have one project in the electric. Let Ryan explain that. Ryan?
Okay, yes, one project on Haytooth Drive, just off of Walter Drive, approximately $45,000 to replace 6 poles, I believe it is. The poles are deteriorated in bad shape, they're really old, and about 5,000 feet of aluminum primary wire, rework the street light circuit, and also use fiberglass cross arms. Total cost for the project is $45,000 to replace those poles.
And to make it clear, Brian, why are those poles old, dilapidated?
The significant factor is their AT&T on poles.
They're what?
AT&T on poles. They don't like to replace any poles, so theirs are really, really old, dilapidated. So when it's about to fall down, we go in and move our line. We're reconductoring, we're taking down a whole copper line, but nothing.
It becomes our pole route at that point.
No, they still.
Oh, they still want on it?
Yeah, they provide the poles, and the labor set the poles, and we just reverse them.
So we bill them for the labor, but they want to keep the poles.
According to the joint use agreement.
Yeah.
Well, this is all
They buy the poles.
That's our company.
No, Brad said we provide the poles, they pay us the labor. Is that what you said?
They provide the poles.
They provide the poles. They provide the poles and they pay us the labor to fix it. Okay. So it's no cost, yeah.
Oh, it's $45,000 to us. We're upgrading the cross arm, new wire.
Oh.
We have to move all the transformers and all that stuff, new street light circuit. $45,000.
So cost not to exceed $45,000, Harold.
But you got labor. You're doing all the work. Yeah. Anyway. You're doing all. Yeah, we're doing the work.
It's in-house.
Any other questions? Okay. The motion we approve this project. So moved. Mr. Nichols, second by Elkins. Call the roll.
Commissioner Dickerson. Commissioner Elkins. Secretary Nichols.
Aye.
Chairman McGuff.
Aye.
Motion carries 4-0. Back to you.
Okay, we have one project in the water system. Mike?
Yeah, this is on the wastewater system. It's for the program management of the wastewater treatment plants. This is a project we started back in 2016. We contracted with the Strategic Services Company, which is Lamar Dunn, and basically he provides an ongoing service to us each year to assist us with essentially its operation of the both wastewater plants, Turkey Creek and Lowland. Lowland, we've been in operation for about a year, and we're still trying to adjust that operation, and we need his help on that as to adjust feed rates and any new discharges that come into that plant. Turkey Creek's the same way. We just changed the some discharge permits through the state. We just got new permits on both plants, and so they've been tweaked just a little bit, and so we need some technical assistance on that. And what we've been doing is kind of budgeting $5,000 a month for his services, but realistically, we've been getting out of that $60,000 total, we've been running more like 13, 14, 15 months on his contract, using that up. So he's using less than $5,000 a month. Some of the things we're going to need some help on is Iatrix is starting to move up and discharge, so we need some help with that. What their discharge water, what they're putting into the system, as to what we can take and how we modify our operational process. One of the things the state has been pushing on is nutrient optimization at Turkey Creek and Lowland, and we still need some assistance with that. Also, we're trying to gather river data to help build a database to protect ourselves in the future for discharges, so we don't get falsely accused on what we're discharging into the lake waters. We're monitoring what's coming down, and then how that and what we discharge and how that impacts. And an operational training for both Turkey Creek and Lowland. As these new processes have been implemented, we've been taking time to train operators on the best method to train. And so those are the top things that Lamar has been helping us with for this money. In the past, he's helped us resolve some ammonia issues at Lowland. When Rich Foods changed their pre-treatment programs, he helped us modify our operations for that. Did Turkey Creek operator training, and in Cook Foods has been modifying their discharge as well, and so he's helped us adjust for that as well. So those are some examples of things he's doing for us. So it's $60,000 for the next 12 months, but most likely that'll probably last 15, 16 months.
He mentioned something there about monitoring lakes. We had an open records request about a week ago, 2 weeks ago,
yeah.
2 weeks ago from an environmental group that if it wasn't just us, it was apparently they're looking at several water systems around East Tennessee. And you remember years back when Eastman Kodak used to dump some things in the lake, and I can't put the two names of that they asked for.
The two things for now are unregulated, and that's what they're asking for. It was PFOA and dioxin. And PFOA is kind of, a few years back, was a big, there's a huge lawsuit over with DuPont, but a lot of chemical plants that discharge that into their processed waters over the years, and so there's more study going on that.
I think they're looking, in our case, I guess they know we have industry, and I guess they're looking to see if the industry might be doing something. But anyway, everything we had was either non-detectable,
yeah, or low, very low,
or very, very, very low.
Yeah.
Okay, any other questions on this project? I hear a motion to approve it.
Motion.
Motion to Dickerson, second. Second.
Harold.
Second by Nichols. All in favor, call the roll.
Commissioner Dickerson. Commissioner Elkins.
Aye.
Secretary Nichols.
Aye.
Chairman McGuff.
Aye.
Motion passes 4-0. Back to
No projects in the telecom. We got some purchasing. I guess we're going to vote on this, Clark.
Yep.
Purchasing contracts that total $326,691.17. All of
those are in the electric system.
all those for electric, right?
First items are, of course, pad mount transformers. You can see those are for stock. as well as item 2, which is ductile iron poles. Those are also for stock. The number 30 item is meter inventory stock, also in the electric system from Tantalus control modules. And then the last 2 items are OLT shells for FiberNet, and then ONT cards, or ONTs themselves for FiberNet also. So total is $327,000.
This is just to replenish our stock.
And Brian, when Brian gets his board report, ask him to show you some of these modules to see what you get for the $125 and how it works on that smart meter there. But we'll wait till his time.
Okay. Any other questions or comments on the purchases? I'd like a motion to approve them.
Motion.
Motion by Dickerson, second by Elkins. Call the roll.
Commissioner Dickerson. Commissioner Elkins. Secretary Nichols. Chairman McGuffin. Passes 4-0. Back to you.
All right. We're down to item 8, the power operations report. Fine.
Yes, sir. As Jody was saying, the purchases you guys just approved would buy these modules from our MUS smart vendor, which is Panels. I'll pass this around, or just pass it around.
Yeah, all right.
It consists basically of the module and the antenna that goes inside the electric meter. So we physically take these things apart and install that module into a radio thing. And so whenever the meter's doing all the heavy lifting as far as the revenue calculation, it stores these registers, and that module right there fits those registers and sends it back to our smart grid via radio. Those modules are $195 a piece, and they gave us a special deal of $125 a piece. But each 3-phase meter that we have has one of those things. And so when those modules fail or they stop communicating, instead of replacing the whole 3-phase meter, we just buy new modules.
So Tantalus is the vendor that makes the communication software and things that picks off all that reads. If you can put that on different vendors' meters.
Yeah, this actual meter is made by Itron. We also buy from GE, General Electric, but Itron's our preferred vendor simply because the Tantalus modules work a little, they integrate with it a little better, I think.
One at that port where we used to go download them up.
Yeah, this is an optical port that we stick a magnetic reader on, and we can read these by laptop out the field. We can run tests and calls. But all that stuff's done remotely through our AMI system, through the modules of meter. These meters are 3-phase meters are roughly in the $75 range, and the module at $195 if you pay full price, $125 there. Our residential meters that have a module similar to that, they're $25 a piece. The modules are $75. So that makes our residential meters $150.
Is this all the 3-phase we've got in our system?
No, these modules are just a fraction of the 3-phase meters that we have. We have an inventory of those to replace when they fail. Every 5-6 years, lightning strikes, things like that, it'll drive the communication board. Instead of extracting the whole meter and buying another one, we just replace the modules.
Just being able to do the 3-phase meters is one of the things that's sped up just starting last month or so. Now we can, instead of them driving to every one of those meters, hooking up on that optical line, downloading to a PC, and then doing all this other work, we now get that information back every 15 minutes. And every night at midnight, the system up here captures a peak demand, and we do that without rolling trucks like we used to. And now we match up our revenue on midnight to midnight, just the way TVA bills us. So it's a big improvement. Actually, it lowers our labor cost and makes us a lot more efficient.
Yeah, we actually have 2 routes that we read there that we call the power route, which would be our big industrial customers, school systems, large users. And it took 2 guys all day to read those meters physically. With this technology and reading by computer, resetting the demands every night, we read it and then we check for any kind of variations and go we read 10 meters instead of. So it's better process.
Yeah.
As far as the other stuff in the operations report, we were continuing to work out Bridgewater Point. Carlisle's building houses out there. We relocated some poles on the West AJ Highway for Weigel. We completed installing our last circuit breaker at Mays Substation. Planned and in progress work, more of the same stuff, but Stonehaven substation, and decorative lighting in Bridgewater. Hamlin County Jail is a big project. We've been working with Executive Garden. They're doing the engineering on the Hamlin County Jail, and they're looking at rebuilding the line and possibly relocating some of the lines in Hamlin County Jail.
Is that going to be a primary meter? I guess a single service primary meter.
It will be, yes. It's all set up. That's pretty much all I have.
Discussion.
You guys have questions?
Any questions of Brian, his report? Brian, thank you. Mike, water, wastewater.
Okay, I'll hit the highlights. Something just to note, our average production in the plant's down. It's been about 9 million, 8.7 to 9 million gallons a day. It's down to 8.3. That's kind of an indicator of what's been going on. So we're producing less water due to all the places being shut down, items like that. General maintenance activities for the maintenance crews. We're trying to finish up. We're almost completed. We've built our first wastewater pump station ourselves. Our crew set the precast. Our maintenance guys installed the pumps, did all the wiring, and this is for the Spout Springs in it's located in Spout Springs Road, but it's for Windswept and Bridgewater Point. That's an enforced main. So kind of proud of that. We did that internally ourselves for the first time. So, and that's a fairly large pump station. Completed 6 taps, 5 main leaks repairs. Just more or less maintenance and water distribution items, things like that. We've got a new meter installed for the town of White Pine. We've got, hopefully they'll be connected in the next 2 or 3 weeks. Let's see, what's the collection system? Pretty much working on some maintenance items and finishing up the Spout Springs pump station for the collection system crew. And then our operations and engineering projects, we're still working on trying to close out the 2016 consent order. We've got one project we're trying to pull together and get that done, get that bid for this summer, and hopefully have it done. We're looking at Morse Boulevard Pump Station, doing design on it, and the Turkey Creek aeration basins, working on doing design for that as well, upgrading those. That's it.
What horsepower?
What's
the motors on the Spout Springs?
They're like 50s, I think, something like 50s or 60s. Yeah.
Is that our stuff? Is that Brian?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have we talked about the White Pine deal that's been mentioned in any of the board meetings?
I don't think so.
I don't think
Why
so.
don't you just tell us what White Pine, what we're doing with that?
Yeah. White Pine has asked us to set a kind of like an emergency connection, and so we've set them a 6-inch meter there by the interstate at the end of our line, and they're coming to us. So they're boring under the interstate right now. They're going to be connecting here soon. But the town of White Pine, we're going to be supplementing them some water for a section of the town, and then during when they have like their droughts or any kind of issues with their wells and their water treatment system, then they can go pull on us and we can sell them water. So it's a new metering point. On average, it's probably not going to be that much water, $700-800 a month, but it could potentially be a lot bigger revenue driver than that if they need us.
And they had been purchasing from WIT.
Yeah.
Utilities.
They had the same thing as emergency supply.
Yeah. Yeah, from them it's just strictly emergency, but from us they're going to be buying some water consistently. So
It's what we say, 3-4% of their total on average. 3-4%.
it's about 1 day supply.
They had 30.
Yeah.
Mike, we're selling a lot cheaper than Whitwell, won't we?
Actually, it's
About the same.
about the same. They just,
Really?
for reasons you probably are aware of, they just would rather.
But it's a little.
Comes down.
We're a tad cheaper, just a little bit.
WIT's been making them a really good deal with them.
Oh, rather? Okay.
Yeah.
Probably No, which rates are so high.
Yeah, they're not selling to them at that rate. They're selling it, they got a different rate for them.
Okay.
Anything else, Mike?
No, that's it.
Thank you. Any questions about Mike's report for you? Thank you, Mike. George?
On the Knox side, we did some software upgrades to the Edgeware, which is a middleware piece between the IT and Minerva. On Concierge, we did a firmware upgrade, which is tied to local, being able to access the local legacy video services. And we continue to work on the Minerva Guide software revision upgrade. Network engineering, we're still preparing for the initial deployment in-house the Internet of Things home. Engineering group continues to assist with the Minerva upgrade for changes in other network servers. And we're in the now that COVID's over or in the down stages, we're opening back up. We're in the final stages of final. On the outside plant side, we had 89 service calls over the last 30-day period. 13 of those were for customer education, and 41 of those were for customers that were without service once it was so wrong. That's it.
Would that be video mostly? How would you break down?
It's mostly video, but it could be internet and phone as well. I don't have to break down. We do have it broke down. I just don't have it.
I'd say all the customer education calls are probably video. Or
No,
there are any?
Those are probably, customer education probably related to internet.
Really?
Okay. I mean, other than the remote issue. But I wouldn't say it's dominated.
Any questions of George about his report? Thank you, George.
You're welcome.
You got anything, Clark, on customer service? Jody, general manager?
Yeah, we got just a few things to discuss. The direction of the capital budget, just to talk about things that you heard earlier this morning. The electric, we will project a negative sales growth as talked about before. I think it's like 5% on GSA 1 and maybe 5% on GSA 2, and that'll carry out the whole year. I think it backs off to 3% at some point. We obviously have had a pretty good little hit on the 4 biggest customers, but they're all poised to come back by the end of June. So we carried that forward also for the next year. So I don't think I mentioned it, but anyway, the GSA MSB will also have a year-long negative growth, but we're fine with that. I mean, we've looked at financials. Again, if you remember, most of our margins are in the demand side, more of the fixed side. We're not dependent upon volume of energy use, so we've fared pretty reasonably during the COVID so far. Capital budget, as far as water goes, we're going to project flat sales.
Hey, Jody,
Yes.
too, what about Van Hool? There'll be 2 more years coming on, and they're going to be a big user, aren't they?
No, Van Hool will not. They will not use much water or electricity. They're mainly labor. Now, the ones.
What about the welding? LSO welding? Is that?
Well, it's going to be. I won't say no load, but it's not for the size of the factory. It's not going to be a load like a Molly or something like that. We're projecting out. What is it, Brian? A megawatt, maybe up to 2.
1,500 kVA was the high.
Yeah, I think 1,500 kVA was the highest transformer they were projecting. But at the same time, they're asking to develop that building because they have other land around it. So we're going to have to watch how we do the electrical service so that we can try to keep things under 1 meter for them going forward. But I think they're delayed 6 months. They were going to scratch ground this summer. And I haven't talked to Marshall in several weeks, but my understanding is everything is set. They've completed everything with Nashville. They bought the land. So it's just a matter of, when they want to begin. So,
Thank you.
it'll be 2022 not 2022. It'll be out the fall of 2021 before we see anything.
Okay.
Now, some of the other ones, I think, good water users, IATRIC, They're not as much power yet, but they're still ramping up. And that other one, what's the name of that one? That steel cutting. McNeil's. That's pretty decent little load for a small building.
Well, they in operation.
Yeah. McNeil's primarily supplies Oshkosh in Jefferson City, but I think they're working with Van Hool to support them too. So anyway, we do have some electric. I mean, there's some good news out there too, but for right now, we're looking at probably a fiscal 21, reduction in sales. We've never done that since I've been here. But water, like I said, is flat, no rate changes. Wastewater is a different picture. Again, as we went through the financials, you see without the UDs that the wastewater is negative right now, and we're going to budget some level of negative sales growth. And the reason I'm not telling you exactly those levels, we're going to wait till we get the May numbers in here in about a week or so and just see what kind of rebound we got with that. But what we're projecting then is a two-step rate adjustment. At least we're building that in the budget. Obviously, it's coming on the board to pass anything like that. But so in July 20, that's wrong. I meant fiscal. Well, it's July 2020, but I mean fiscal year 2021. So this July, in 2 months, we will put the first added capacity charge in. And then in January, we will try to look to add on $1 on the base rate. Each one of those generates $600 to $650, something like that. So that's $1.2 million, but the general CapEx spend is going to be $2.5 million. So that's still not going to cover long term what we need. So we got to borrow some, or we'll have to adjust rates further. But as far as the budget, step one will be this July, and then in January 21, I had to cut the years off there. So that's where wastewater is, and that's what we're planning to do in the budget. Telecom, there's a $5 internet rate change increase across the board. It's been planned, right?
Yeah, last year.
We've been doing that every year. Administratively, we've looked at the COLA, and we're going to defer any COLA adjustments until January 1, 22. I got my years.
2021.
2020. I don't want to defer that.
It'll have 24 weeks up.
Yeah. I mean January 1, 2020. I got my fiscal hat on.
Jody, 20. Hey, Jody.
Yeah.
20, 21, 22, 23.
Yeah. So all that'll be tied into the budget. I think the staff has already given Clark right. I think the capital budget's pretty much in. It's just a matter of where sales are going to be and what are we going to do in wastewater to generate enough revenue to sustain the system. It might be a good time to borrow. We might be able to get some really good rates out there.
I thought we were doing that rate increase different. I thought we were going to add the $1
In July.
in July.
We are.
Huh? And that just back.
No, we deferred it until January. We deferred.
The $1 we deferred to January. You should go ahead and do the capacity charge first.
Yeah, which
will be July.
July.
Capacity charge.
Yeah.
Doesn't affect.
Yes, that's one that does not
That's
affect.
correct.
Yeah,
The $1 has a greater effect on cooking. Yeah. Okay. So that'll be rolled in, and your budget will be up for your approval next board meeting. Y'all have any questions? That's the direction that we're marching right now. And again, that budget also includes an in lieu tax calculation that is increasing $130,000 from 700 and something to, is that right?
Yeah.
870.
875-ish.
800.
We was going over seven figures.
So remember, last year it kind of held flatter because they changed what they call equalization ratio down to 85%. Now they're trying to call that, and they're jumping it back up to 100% this year. I guess the state needed to revenue. So, but that jump alone right there jumps us from 750 or 40 something up to 875.
That's a contributor to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do all this.
Remember when we took that over, the in-lieu was 300 and something,
Right.
and now it's going to be up in the 800s, and that's got to factor into the rate increases. I mean,
Going and it's not slowing down.
so the thing that we're looking at that's little, we see trouble. You saw we have $7 million in cash, a little over $7 million, but once he spends his last $600,000-700,000 of bond money,
900,000, yeah.
then this 2.5, your O&M and your 2.5 million capital budget each year has to come out of the rates. And if you're just look at 2.5 million, it's like that's 200,000 a month. If we're generating here another 1.2 million or $100,000 a month, we're still going backwards $100,000 a month. So you got to either borrow to make up that capex, or we'll have to do something with
That
that.
includes the 2% of the system, right?
Yes.
So if you don't do that, you're just going to be right back.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm sure that it's the order. What's the last piece you said we were about?
This summer, I'm trying to, we've got I think about 65, 70 manholes, and we got some sections we got to repair.
Is that completely
That'll close the order out.
on Turkey Creek's slick or whatever,
Yeah.
the original?
Yep.
Now, don't you have to?
But I'm sure there's a lot in that system that
Oh, yeah.
they could have.
Oh, yeah.
They could have.
Just
Yeah.
a minimum.
Yeah.
What is that just across on the internet? Is that just
Across
more in line with?
So we've got about that much margin left to get to where all of our competitors are at. And that's about all the bandwidth we've got left, to be honest with you.
Well, I tell you,
We had that planned last year, we just didn't get it implemented.
out of our now 9 telecom brethren in fiber to the home, municipal fiber to the home, we are the lowest internet in the state.
We seem to be and I don't know, a lot of it probably what distributor. They seem to be a little more set up and stable now.
Yeah.
Hell, again, if we had things that we did that got us unstable for a month or two was trying to redo our network from a requirement that Newport wanted in the contract. And then by the time we got it in there, they didn't want it.
But some of it
We had-
is antiquated anyway. Some of it
It's more related to outside service tax for the network and software issues with the environment. Those are the primary.
Yeah, the first one was firewall. The vendor of the firewall had finally admitted they had had a problem. And then the next time we got that fixed, then we got the DDoS attacks. But, we aren't the only ones that have had some issues. So anyway, that's where the budget is. Anything else? Any other questions y'all have?
All right, that concludes our agenda. Does anybody have anything to add before we adjourn?
We got to go to executive session, but we have an executive session. I'm sorry. But before we get off of that, let's wait till we adjourn I think, first of all, those are the dates. Thursdays, it's normal Thursday, June 25 and July 30. That is the next scheduled board dates. I'll send out save the date unless anybody knows of any heartache with those particular dates.
Harold, you and Lynn got any problem with those 2 dates?
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Good. So, or we don't adjourn the meeting.
Open, correct. We'll exit, go into executive session, then after executive session, we'll come back in and adjourn the actual meeting. So,
There's nothing scheduled. So you want to?
That concludes our agenda. We're now going to go into an executive session. we'll come back after that and adjourn the meeting.
They tell her what.
So,
Ms. Snowy, we're gonna mute this and go into executive session.
Okay, thank you.